Two men were standing in and out of the glass door. Suddenly the glass appears to ripple. Suddenly the glass door shatters. It crushed the men. In an instant, a large number of people poured into the supermarket. The man was trampled on the ground. He was convulsing. Everyone rushed in and kept grabbing things. The supermarket was in chaos. A woman was crawling on the floor. She seems to be looking for her family. Suddenly a cart came by, hits the woman. The woman is lying on the floor, dying. This Thanksgiving survey went on for a year, but it turns out no one's paying for it. And the grocery stores are offering even bigger Thanksgiving deals. People protested. They thought the owner was hiding something. A woman just got off work. She saw a mask on the table. Curious, she picked it up and put it on. Suddenly, a man ran up to her, grabbed her and put her in the water. Then he pressed her up against the door. The woman was terrified. She tried to call the police, but her fingerprints and face had been ripped off and she couldn't recognize them. The Avenger was hiding outside, driving a car and crashing into her. The woman ran in terror, but in the end, she couldn't escape. The man's mouth dropped open in horror. Staring ahead, a masked pillow suddenly appeared on the sofa. The man immediately felt the danger, so he grabbed a baseball bat and looked around. He kept calling out for the masked man. Suddenly a tool was shot into his stomach. The man opened his mouth in pain, but before he could recover, then a man in black strangled him from behind with a rope. The man was killed. Soon after, his head was placed on a plate by the masked man. One thing led to another. Jess felt she had to do something, so she was on her dad's computer, watching the supermarket surveillance video. Suddenly, she spotted a suspicious person. She was horrified and printed out the pictures and gave it to the police, hoping it would help solve the case. The police recorded all the information and warned Jessie to stay safe. Soon the masked man was on the move again. At the gym, the girl was showing her boyfriend how to do the high jump. The boy was watching intently from the stage. Suddenly the masked man snapped his boyfriend's neck. Then he stabbed him with a sharp knife under the jumping bed. That's how both the boy and the girl were killed. The school was in chaos, and the game was canceled. The woman was lying on the bed. Her eyes were closed. Then the masked man came over. He sprinkled her face with salt and other food. Then he sprinkled pepper and vegetables on her feet. For the main event of today's dinner, the man randomly turned on the oven and took off his mask. But when he returned, he found the girl gone. The girl was hiding in the corner, shivering, then seized the opportunity to escape. But unfortunately, she was caught by the masked man and then put into the oven for baking at high temperature. Soon there were countless people standing in front of the police station. They needed to know who the killer was. Jess woke up tied to a dining room table. A horrible dinner was laid out on the table. Jess quietly turned the blade and cut the rope, and then she ran out the door. As she ran, she saw a police car and a police officer, but the officer was already wounded and on the ground, and a dark shadow suddenly flashed not far away. She ran after him. Then she met the sheriff, but when she saw the sheriff's shoes, she knew at once. The sheriff is the masked man. The moment of truth. Her boyfriend broke the glass and came in, and then set off the bomb. The two of them escaped together, but as the masked firefighter walks out, Jess always had the feeling that the masked man wasn't there yet.